Let's begin. We have discussed some few topics the previous class, mostly about previous year's question only. But tonight I'll be discussing some crucial topics. I feel like these are the topics which is important for Nssb point of view. Okay, so I'll be just selecting some, handpicking some topics only, and I'll discuss those topics. If you are not following me, you can stop me and ask me question anytime. So if you're not following our group, you can follow us more on here. So first topic I'm going to discuss is discount. Okay. So when we talk about discount, there is only one formula for discount. If you have attended any class, you might be familiar with this. There is a formula. Excuse me once. The formula is this: if you have two discount, okay, very fast. Yeah, that's the formula. X plus y minus xy is divided by 100 is your formula here. So this is very important for Nssb. So in this question, if you look here, there is a successive discount of 20% and 30%. That means there is a discount of 20% and there's another discount of 30%. There's two discount there. So what I'll do is I'll assume one of them as X and the other one is Y. So now the discount here will be, I'll just, in place of X, I'll put 20 plus in place of Y, I'll put 30 there. Minus 20 into 30 divided by 100. So which means 0, 0 cancel, 0, 0 cancel. 20 plus 30 is 50 minus 2 3s are 6. So 50 minus 6 is how much? 44. So the discount here is 44%, which is option number A. This was asked in Nssb 2025 technical question paper. Okay. So are we clear with this? Please be responsive. You just give a thumbs up, okay, and we can move on. Okay. So that's the first concept there. And next concept is dice. So whenever there is a discount kind of question, always use this formula. Is it not audible? How is it, everyone? How is it? Is it him only or everyone? Okay. Maybe network problem. Yeah, I'll try to upload. Okay. Now let's go to next concept now. Next is dice. When we talk about dice, there's two things. One is we call it standard dice, and the other one is general dice. What is standard dice or what is general dice? Standard dice simply means that if the two opposite sides sum is 7. So which means here we know that in standard dice simply means the dice that we use in playing games, okay, Lotto or any kind of snake ladder kind of game. So we know that 1 is opposite to 6. That means 1 plus 6 will give me 70. If the two opposite sides sum gives you 7, then we call that as standard dice. Another one can be 5 is opposite to 2. So which will give me how much? 5 plus 2 gives me 70. Same thing. If 3 and 4 are opposite to each other. So 3 plus 4 will give me 70. So in standard dice, always remember this are opposite to each other. 1 is opposite to 6, 5 is opposite to 2, and 3 is opposite to 4. In general dice, if the adjacent side, that means the side next to each other, if the sum is equal to 7, let's take an example here. Let me just throw a dice. My diagram is not that good, but let's say I have a dice here. I have 1 here, I have 6 here, I have 3 here. In this case, the two adjacent side simply means that the side that is next to each other, if these two sides, that means 1 plus 6 is giving me 7 here. If two adjacent sides gives you 7, okay, we call that as a general dice. So the difference between the standard dice and general dice is that in standard dice, the opposite side sum gives me 7, but in general dice, the adjacent side sum may give us 7 there. So case number 1, the question can be asked this way. If only one side is common, okay. So if you look at these two dice here, we have only one side common here. We have 4 here. We just look at this one only, okay. So when you look here, you see 4 here, you see 4 here. That means 4 is common there. So what I'll do is this one, taking this 4 here, I'll write it down. I'll number it in a clockwise like this, okay. So I'll just write 4, 6, and 1. Same thing. Even for this case, I'll start with 4. But remember, if you are writing it clockwise, same thing, you write this one in a clockwise direction. So 4, 3, 5. Looking at this, these two are opposite to each other. That means 1 is opposite to 5. Again, these two are opposite to each other. 6 is opposite to 3. But in these two dice, what is left out? We see that there is no 2, which means 2 is opposite to 4 there. So if you ask to find what's the opposite value of 4, then the answer here is 2. If you ask to find what's the opposite value of 6, then the answer here is 3. And if you ask to find what's the opposite value of 5, then the answer here is 1. So according to you, what will be the opposite side of this dice? Just 1 second question only. How much will it be? You can just keep ready with your keyboard. So what's the opposite of this two? We have a common, how much? We have a common 5 here. So we have common, I'll start with 5. I'll just number it starting from 5, clockwise direction. It can also be anti-clockwise direction, also fine, okay? 5, 2, 1. Same thing for the other one, clockwise direction. 5, 4, 3. So the opposite of 1 is 3, and the opposite of 2 is 4, and the opposite of 5 is how much? What is left out? We have 1 here, we have 2 here, we have 3 here, 4 here, 5 here. The other one is 6. So the opposite of 5 is 6. Yes, correct there. Now, the other case can be like this. When there's two common sides, okay? The first one was when there was only one common side. We have 5 here, we have 5 here. We have 6 here. Oh, I mean, we have 4 here, we have 4 here. So only one common side. What if you have two common sides? So we have here 5, we have 5, we have 2, we have 2. In that case, directly just looking at that, I can say that 3 is opposite to 6. So if you have two common side, then the remaining side, this one will be opposite to this one. Same case here. You have 1 here, you have 1 here. You have 6 here, you have 6 here, which means 3 is opposite to 4. So that's case number 2. Let's go to next. Sometimes you will see open dice, and Nssb asks lots of questions based on open dice as well. So one tips for you guys is that if you see an open dice, always remember that the opposite will be alternate to each other. What do I mean by that? This branch will always be opposite to the other branch. And alternately means this one will be opposite to this one, and this one will be opposite to this one. Alternately, they will be opposite to each other. Same thing here. This branch will be opposite to this branch, and alternately, this one will be opposite to this one. This one will be opposite to this one. Same thing. This branch will be opposite to this one, and alternately, this one will be opposite to this one, and this one will be opposite to this one. So that's how you need to remember. So I think I have a question here. Yeah, I think I've done this question, but since we are learning a concept now, so I'll just use PYQ here. Looking at this, you can use any of the question, any of the options here. You're asked to find the opposite of 6 here. So what do we have here? We have 5 here, we have 5 here, we have 3 here, we have 3 here, which means 1 and 6 are opposite to each other. Just using two dice, we got the answer there. What about the open dice here? In open dice, what I'll suggest you is always try to solve open dice by option elimination method. Okay, so just by looking at this, I know that these two are opposite to each other, and these two are opposite to each other, and again these two are opposite to each other. So which means let's try option elimination. Option elimination, how do we apply that? You look at the options, and the two opposite sides should not be next to each other. This one and this one should not be next to each other. If you look here, you see this here, this here. That means these two are opposite to each other, but they are next to each other. That means this ties cannot be formed. Same thing goes for this one. You have circle here, you have three dots here, and these two are opposite to each other according to the open ties. So which means this one is not, this ties cannot be formed as well. What about this? We have circle here, we have dot here, same thing, this cannot be formed, which means by option elimination, this option can be, this ties can be formed. So let's go to next. Now it's average. Before going to average, I'll just give you one formula. We always use this formula here in average, a very simple formula. Average is nothing but the sum of the term divided by the number of terms or number of observations. I'll take an example. Let's say I have 5, 4, and 3. If you ask to find the average of this, how do you find? Sum simply means, average simply means average is equal to sum of the term, which means 5 plus 4 plus 3 divided by how many terms do we have? 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 terms. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 3 is how much? 12 divided by 2. 3. So 3 4s are 12. So the answer here is 4 there. Another way we can say that average means the middle number also. So average simply means it can also mean the middle number. Okay. So with that in mind, let's try to do some questions over. Let's try to do some questions here. PYQ question from Nssb itself. Even this one, this was asked in Nssb 2025 technical question. Okay, technical question paper. The average of a prime number lying between 10 and 20. 10 and 20. So let's find what are the prime numbers. I'll just write it down here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we have 20 here, so which means we just need to select the prime numbers here. 11 is a prime number. Remember, this 2 shouldn't be included. So 11 is a prime number, 12 is not a prime number, 13 is a prime number, 14 is not a prime number, 15 is not a prime number, 16 is not a prime number, 17 is a prime number, 18 is not a prime number, but 19 is a prime number. So let us find average means sum of the term divided by the number of terms. So what is the sum here? 11 plus 13 plus 17 plus 19. So divided by how many terms? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 terms here. So average of this one will be, let us sum. 11 plus 13 is 24. 24 plus 17 plus 19. So 1, 9 there. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. 0, 2 in hand. 2 plus 2 is 4. 5, 6, 60. So 60, if my sum is not wrong, then 60 divided by 4 is equal to, if I divide this, how much should I get? 4 ones are 4, that means 20. 4 5s are 20. I'm getting 15 as my average there. So the answer here is 15. Are we clear with this? You can give a thumbs up if you're following. Okay, let's go to next. This is one of the most asked question, okay? This type of question. In NBSA as well as Nssb, this type of question we see often, so try to understand this properly. The question here is like this. The average of 7 number is 80. So I'll just throw like this. There are 7 number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The average of 7 number is, I'll just write average of how much? 7 number is how much? Is 80 there. Now, the average of the first 3. So one thing is given. The average of this first three numbers is given as 3, 0. I can write like this, average of three number, first three number, okay, which is given as 30 there. And again, and that of the last three number, and that of the last three number, which simply means the average of the last three number is nothing but 40. This is average. Average of last four, last, I mean three number is equal to 40 there. We have discussed about average formula, but let's derive something here. Average formula was nothing but the sum of the term divided by the number of terms. If I want to find the sum of the number, then how do I do? I'll transfer this one to the other side. That means average into the number of terms will give me how much? The sum of the terms. So this is what I'm going to use. Average is equal to, sum is equal to number of terms into average. So can I find the sum of this one? Sum of all the 8 numbers, okay? Sum of all the 8 numbers. So which means, 7 numbers there. There is 7 number and the average is how much? 80. The formula is, if you want to find, okay, some of your friends are getting T. Let's try. So whenever you see this kind of number, you just find the sum separately, okay? Yes. 7 8s are how much? 5, 6, 0. 56. Again, the sum of the first three number, how much will it be? There is 3 number and the average is how much? Is 30. So which means 3 3s are 9 and 0. And again, sum of the last 3 number is how much? 3 number into 4, which is equal to, 40. 3 4s are 12. So how much are we getting? Let us sum. I'll find the sum of this one, okay? I'll find the total sum is 560. From that, what I'll do is I'll subtract this one and this one, which will give us the remaining number, this one. If I find the sum of all the numbers, I'm getting 560. But the sum of the first 3 term, it is nothing but it is 90 there. And the sum of the last 3 term, it is nothing but it is 120. So if I sum this two, how much will it be? 90 plus 120 will be how much? 0 0 and 9 10 11 1 1 and then 210. So the sum of this one, the first 3 and the last 3 gives me 210, which means leaving out this one, I'm including this one, I'm including this one. So what I'm going to do now is, from the total, I'll subtract the sum of these two, which is 210. So which will give us 0. 6 minus 1 is how much? 5. And 3 minus 2 is, 5 minus 2 is 3. So the answer here is 350. Yes, many of you gave the right answer. Let's go to next. We can follow like that. Even this one, this question is also an Nssb question, okay? It was asked in Nssb. Same thing goes for this one. This was also asked in Nssb. So here, the average of the 5 positive number is 5. So now we have 5 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The average of 5 number. So average of 5 number is given as 5. And the average of the first 2 number is 2. We are talking about first 2 number. The average of the first 2 number, okay? So which means 2 number is, the average of the first 2 number is how much? It is given as 2. And the average of the last 2 number is given as 8. That means the last 2 number, it is given as average of the last 2 number. Last 2 number is nothing but 8 here. Now, let's find the sum of this. Sum of 5 number, it will be how much? 5 into 5, which will give me 25 there. As some of your friends are getting 5 there, let's cross check. Sum is equal to 2 into average 2 here, which is giving me 4 there. Again, sum is equal to, there's 2 terms and their average is 8, which means 8 to the 16. 16 plus 4 I'm going to use the same approach that I've been using. The first two sum I'm getting 4 and the last two sum I'm getting 16. So which gives me a total of, if I combine these two, it gives me a total of 20. But if I exclude this one, I'm getting 20. But if I include this one, I'm getting 25, which means from 25, if you subtract 20, your answer here is 5 there. So which is 5. Clear with this? Let's go to next. Now, even this one, uh, this is this was a question asked in NSSP 2025 technical paper. I haven't discussed this one in any of my video or class, so uh, I'll try to explain some details here. Okay, in any kind of question, if you ask to find how many straight lines can form this one, there are three straight lines. One is horizontal, and the other one is vertical, and the other one is, it can be slant like this, or it can also be like this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just use this anyone. Okay, so if there is a slash type of line, then we call that as one line. So we have horizontal line, we have vertical line, and we have a slant line. So now let's check for this one. The question here is the minimum number of straight lines required to make a given figure. So whenever you are finding straight lines, just one detail here. Always remember, start from one point and go till there is no breaking point, or until there is a turning, so to say. Until and unless there is a turn, okay? So if I start from here, I'll go straight till this one. Since there's a turn here, I'll stop there. That means that is line number one. So let us find how many horizontal lines are there. I have one here, two here, three here, four, five, six, and seven. There is seven horizontal lines. Let's check for vertical now. We have one, two, three, four, five, six. We have six vertical lines. We don't have a line such like this. Okay, we don't have a line like this. So which means I can remove this one. I don't need it. So let's remove this one. Oh God. Which gives us a total of 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. There's a total of 13 lines. So 13 lines is required to make this shape. Are we clear with this? So you count like that. There is only how much? This is one, this is another one, and this one is another one. So you keep on counting separately. After that, you sum the terms, which will give you the correct value there. Okay. Now let's go to next. I've done this one, but I'll just for your understanding, for the ones who haven't attended any of my class, I'll just repeat again this one. Whenever you see this kind of triangles, what I do is I just write one, two, three. I'll just number the triangles at the base here. So if I keep on numbering here, and I'll sum the terms. So in this case, if I want to number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, how many triangles are here in this figure? I'll just sum this one, 1 plus 2 plus 3. So which will give us a total of how much? 6. Same thing goes for this one. How many triangles are here? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So which gives us a total of 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 4, 14, and 15. There is a total of 15 triangles there. So whenever you see this kind of triangle, you just first number the terms or number the triangles. After that, you sum the terms, which will give you the correct triangles. Same thing here. You number the triangles, and after that, sum the terms. It will give you the correct answer. Let's go to next now. This is another type of triangle counting. Whenever you see this kind of triangles, if you also find the sum, I mean the number of triangles, you just number here. Even same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But here we will not sum the triangles. Here, the greatest number you take it and you multiply it by 2. 6 to the 12. There is 12 triangles in this figure. Same thing goes for this one. I'll just number this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The greatest number here is 8, and you multiply it by 2, which is equal to 16. There are 16 triangles here. So whenever you see this kind of shapes, you apply this formula. Whenever you see this kind of shapes, you apply this formula. The question can also be twisted this way. Uh, The question can also be twisted like this. If there's a line here and if there's another line here, then how do you do? Now, I know that I know a concept rule, so I'll just do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, and I'll get 1, 2 there. So for this triangle shape, how much should I get? 1 plus 2, which will give me 3 triangles there. What about this shape here? It will give me 1 plus 2 plus 3, which will give me how much? 6 there. Again, this triangle will give me, we got our answer as 15. So the final triangles will be 15 plus 3 plus 6. So which is 21 plus 3 is 24. If my sum is not wrong, the answer there will be 24. Are we clear with this? Shall we move on to next? Yeah, now square counting. I've discussed this one in the previous class, but just for repetition, if you have a triangle like this, always remember that if there is a cross inside a square, then always remember that there will be 5 squares. So in this case, inside this square, there is a cross, which will give me 5 plus inside this square, there is a cross. This will give me another 5 squares. And inside this square, there's another plus, which will give us another square, another 5 square. So which gives us a total of 15. So the answer here is 15. So all these concepts, it's just a repetition. So I'm just going a bit fast there. Now, this was a bit new for Nssb because no questions were asked due this year. This was asked in technical paper. So I'll just explain this one. Actually, in previous year's question, especially, is it, how is the screen? Anyone can see? Okay. Maybe network problem here. Okay. Earlier in NPSC, they used to ask this question, okay? You might have learned this one in your lower classes. 2x squared minus 5x minus 5 is equal minus 3 is equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation. What we do is we split the middle term. You might have learned about splitting the middle term, but who knows, you might have forgotten as well. So I'll just repeat again. What is splitting the middle term? So whenever you are asked to find the root of the equation means you are asked to split the middle term, okay? How do you do? How do you solve? In splitting the middle term, we take the first number and the second number and we multiply the two term, okay? So we multiply, first number here is 2 and the last number here is how much? Is 3. The multiplication of these two gives me 60. So 2 number, excuse me once, 2 number multiplied should give you 6. Is it minus there? And when subtracted, okay, there is a minus sign. You need to see a sign here. When subtracted, you need to get 5 because you have a 5 here. So splitting the middle term means 2x squared. I need to split this middle term into 2 parts. Minus 3 equal to 0. So what will be the 2 number? 2 number multiplied, I need to get 6. That means 6 into 1. 6 into 1 is 6, but 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. So that's what I'm going to use. 6 minus 1 here. So in place of this middle term, in place of 5, I'm writing 6 minus 1, which will give me 5. And again, the concept here is this one. You multiply the first and the last term, which will give you a number. And that number here, 2 number multiplied, you need to get that number. And subtracted, you need to get the middle number there, okay? So that's what I've done. So let's remove the bracket here. 2x squared minus 6x. Remember, minus into minus will give you plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. So what is common here between these two? I see 2 common there and x common there. So if I take 2x out from this one, how much I'll be left with x there? And again, if I deck 2x out of this, 2x into how much will give you 6 here? 2x into 3. 2x into 3 will give you 6x there. Plus, is there any common between these two? There is no common. So which means I'll just take 1 out. So which will give us a value of x minus 3 equal to 0. So again, you look at this two term, this term and this term. There's a common. What is common? X minus 3 is common in both the terms. So if I, from this term, if I take this one out, what is left here? 2x is left. And from this term, if I take this term out, what is left? Plus 1 is left, which is equal to 0. You look here, two number multiplied, we are getting 0, which means I can say that either x minus 3 is equal to 0, or I can say that 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Because two number multiplied, we are getting 0, which simply means that any of either one of them is 0, or both of them can also be 0. So in this case, x is equal to, if minus 3 transferred to the other side, it will be plus 3. What about this? X 2x is equal to, if I transfer plus 1 to the other side, it will be minus 1. And x is equal to minus 1 divided by 2. So the zeros are 3 and minus 1 by 2. 3 and minus 1 by 2. So the option here is option number B. This may look a bit complex for some, but that's how we find the root of the equation, okay? Now next. You might have seen this kind of question in some exams, especially if you are an aspirant of central exams, you might have seen this kind of question. And I feel like I haven't discussed any in any of my class apart from offline class. So let's discuss this one. There's three concepts here. The first concept is you count the terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. When you count the terms, you will either get 12, 16, or 20. Most of the time in exam, what they ask is, they ask for 12 numbers or 12 alphabets or numbers, anything, okay? 12 terms or 16 terms or 20 terms. What do we do? If you have 12 terms, you divide 3, 3 each. 3, 3 each. And if you have 16 term, you divide 4 each. If you have 20 term, you divide 5 each. Let me explain this. There is a total of, here we got this, the total here is nothing but 16 term. So which means if there is 16 term, I need to divide 4 for each. So let us divide 4 for each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll got it here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll got it here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll got it here. You look at this. You see a pattern here. N comes here, N comes here, N here. So which means this will be filled by N there. So we have a pattern, full-fledged pattern there, M, N, O, B. That means M here, N here, B here, M here, and M, N, O. So which means our value here will be O, M, M, P, N. Is it in the option? O, M, M, P, N. So the option number 3 is our answer there. So the concept is this one. If there is 12 terms, you divide 3, 3 each. If there is 16 terms, you divide 4, 4 each. If there is 20 terms, you divide 5, 5 each. So we can expect this kind of question because Nssb haven't asked this type of question yet. Now, what about this? Let's count and check. How many terms we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 20 terms. That means we need to divide 5 each. We have 20 terms, which means we need to divide 5 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I've divided 5, 5 each, since there is 20. Now, if you look here, you see A here, you see A here. which means A will come here. That means we can insert A there. So we have a complete pattern here. So which means I can complete the other pattern as well. A, B, C, C, A, B, C, C, A, B, and C here. So our our answer will be C, A, B, A. C, A, B, A. So the answer here is this one. Are we clear with this? Is there any option? Yeah, that's it. So let's go to the next concept now. So this question is also expected because they haven't asked till now. Next, simple interest. Obviously, we see every exam we see simple interest question. Always remember simple interest formula is principal into the rate of interest into time divided by 100. What is principal? Principal means how much amount you are borrowing or you are giving out. Rate means at what percent, and T means for how long. So in this question, simple interest on what? On this one, which means principal here is 9801. And for how much? For 3 years. That means time here is 3 years. And at what rate? At 10% rate. That means R is equal to 10%. So let us find the value here. Simple interest formula was principal 9801 into rate here is 10 into time here is 3 divided by 100. So 0, 0 cancel. So 3 ones are 3, 3 eights are 24, 4 2 in hand, and 3 nines are 27, 28, 29. 29. But we have a 10 here. Since there is 1 0 down there, which means I can put 1 plus point. 2940.3. Why point 3 there? Because I'm just removing this 10 directly just by putting point there. Yes, the option is option number A. Okay, with this, try to go for revision. This especially, or try some questions before exam. Simple interest question. It's compulsory to ask. So let's go to next. These days, even in NBSE, they repeat some questions based on, they're asking a lot of questions based on seating and arrangement. So let's try a question based on that. This was a question asked in Nssb. Okay, I think this was this year as well, but I think this was asked in February exam, CESE, I guess. Now, 6% there. There's 6% and are standing in a circle facing center. So always look at this term here. So there is how much? I have a circle, and around the circle there is 6%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they are looking facing inside the center. So one trick I can give you is you can imagine yourself standing there, okay? That will be much more easier. The first statement here is P is between D and C. I'll put D here and C here. The first statement says that B is between T and C, so B is inserted here. So B is between what? D and C. That's statement number one. What about statement number two? A is between E and C. A is between, oh, I can put here. So I can insert E here and A here. A is between C, E and C here. E is here and C is here. Since C is here, that's the reason why I'm inserting A here and I'm putting E there. Next, F is to the right of D. F is to the right of D. Oh, F is to the right of D. So which means our option here, if I put F here, F is what? F is to the, uh, if you are sitting here and if you are looking inside, which means this one will be your left side. So our guess here was wrong. Oh, I haven't created another guess here. The another guess was this one. I should have created one more guess here, but I thought we can get directly here. So the other guess can be, I started with this one. So which means C can be here though, and D can be here. So in that case, B is here. Yes, What you're saying is correct. So if C is here, then what is it? A lies between E and C. And the question says F is to the right of. That means if D is here, if you are standing here, looking inside, that means your right side is this one. So F lies here. So which means our option here is correct. What is asked? Who is between A and F? Who is between A and F? Who is it? E there. So the option here is option number T, which is E there. Let's go to next. There is two types of questions that can be asked. Number one, if you are practicing, you practice for circle and line. This one was a question based on circle, and the other one is this one is in terms of line. 6 students, this one, standing in a line. B is between F and D. So now I'll start a great case here. B is between F and D. So which means I can create another case here. D can be here, F can be here. So we have two cases here. Next is E is between A and C. E is between A and C. I'll just leave this one for once. C can be here and A can be here. Oh, I'll just start with this. A is not standing beside F and D. That means I cannot put A here, I cannot put A here. Or I cannot put A here, I cannot put A here. That means the only option here is I can put C there. But let me just write like this. A cannot be here and A cannot be here. Next is C is not standing beside D. That means C is also not next to D. I cannot put C here. So what I'll do is I'll do like this. If A cannot be kept next to, I cannot put, what are the terms here? We have C here, we have A here, we see. So which means this in this option, okay, I cannot put any value here. So which means I can put something here. I can put C here because C can be next to what? F, C, E, and A is one of the options there. I'll just rewrite again. T, B, F, C, E, A. So let's cross check. B is between F and T. B is between F and T. That's number one. E is between A and C. E is between A and C. Yes. A is not standing beside F and T. A is not standing beside F and D. Yes. C is not standing beside D. That means C is not next to D. So the option here is correct. So what is asked? F is between who and who? B and C. So the answer is B and C there. Let's go to next. Yeah. Decoding here. If you see this kind of question, how do you solve? It can be solved easily, but I have a trick here. First, you can write the alphabets like this to solve it a bit faster. Okay. So there will be at least 2 or 3 decoding based on alphabets. So get ready with this in your rough paper. How do I solve this? First, you write this one down. MATRAS. It can be coded as how? NBESBD. You compare one at a time. Compare this to, 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 and compare this to. M plus how much will give you N? M plus 1. A plus how much will give you B? Plus 1. Your friends are getting T there. Let's cross check. And T plus 1 will give you E. That means every term there is a plus of 1. So now let's check. We need to find for what? BOMBAY. So B plus 1 is what? B plus 1 is C. And O plus 1 is P. And M plus 1 is N. Is there C, B, N? Yes, there's more. D, R, S plus 1. That means D plus 1 is E. How is it? R, RNS. RNS is a plus 1. Is a plus 1 there, is a plus 1 there. And A plus 1 is B, and Y plus 1 is Z. So the option here is your friend is getting R. I think the options were wrong, I guess, here in this case. Because I'm getting C, P, and E there. So most probably the options were wrong here, according to the coding. B, O, and B. Oh, this is P, yes. I'm confused with my handwriting. Yeah. So here, this is C here. So the answer is this one. That's how bad my handwriting is. Yeah, let's go to next now. Coding decoding can be asked this way as well. I'll bring this one down here. Same thing here. I'll just write it one upon the other. YOJ is written as BRM. Again, the other one is DSP can be written as GVS. So let's compare Y and P. Y plus how much? 1, 2, 3 plus 3. O and R. O plus how much? 1, 2, 3. There's another plus 3. J and M. 1, 2, 3. That means another plus of 3. Let's confirm with this one. Let's confirm the pattern here. D and G. 1, 2, 3. There's a plus of 3. S and V. There's a plus of 1, 2, 3. Again, same thing here. P and S. There's a plus of 3. So which means every term there's a plus of 3. So let's check Z, M, C. So Z plus 3 is how much? 1, 2, 3, which is C. And M plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, which is P. And C plus 3 is how much? 1, 2, 3, which is 6. So the answer, oh, I'm writing 6 here, which is F. So the answer is C, P, F there. Or the question can also be asked this way. B, E, L, L, and L, L, E, P. So in this kind of pattern, you look here. This one goes here, this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. That means there's a crossing going on. So how do we write this? B, O, O, M can be written as this will come here, and this will go here, which is an O, O, same thing. So the answer is this one. So the question can be asked with this simple kind of pattern as well, okay? Let's go to next. This is order and ranking. Let's give it a try. In a row of boys, A is 15th from the left end and P is 4th from the right end. 3% is between A and B. C is immediate left of A. What is the position of? So if the question doesn't mention anything about looking left, looking right, or anything, you just assume that all of them, they are looking to the north, okay? So I'll start like this. A is 15 from the left end. Okay, this is left and goes deal A here. There is A here, and A's position is 15th from the left. That's number one. Number two is B is 4th from the right. From the right, if I go towards the left, then there is B there. And the question says what? B is 4th from the right. Next, three boys is between A and B. That means there's three boys. I'll just write 1, 2, and 3. There's three boys between them. And what is given? C is immediate left of A. That means C is here, just next to A. Because if you're sitting here looking to the north, this one is your right and this one will be your left. Now, what is asked? What is the position of C from the right end? That means from the right end, what's the position of C? If I'll just count manually, okay, without solving anything. If B's position here, this is 4th. This will be, oh, this will be 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and this is the 9th position there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, the answer here is C's position is nothing but 9th from the right. So are we clear with this? It was a very simple question. I think we are coming to an end. Yeah, Silok. Syllogism, it's a simple concept. I'll just teach you three concepts that is more than enough to solve for Nssb. Okay. There is one term, sum A R B. So which means there is an area sharing between A and B. This is how I will throw. Okay. Sum A and R B. All A R B. I'll draw like this. All A R B. That means all A is inside B. All A R B. And there's another term called no A is B. That means there is no relation between A and B. So these are the three Venn diagram necessary to solve for uh, what is it? Syllogism. But this three, only this three, why? Because it's just an NSSB question. That's the reason why I'm just giving you three concepts here. So let's start with statement number one. And always remember, if there is no direct relation, then the conclusion will not follow, okay? If there is no direct relation. So let's start with this. All squares are circle. All squares, that means I'll just write squares, are circles means square is inside the circle. Next, all circles are rectangle. That means all the circle is under rectangle. So now, yeah, your friends are getting A, D. Let's check. All squares are rectangle. All squares are rectangle. Can I say that all the square is under rectangle? We can say that, right? So which means this will follow. All squares are rectangle, which simply means all the squares is inside the rectangle. That's what it means. All rectangles are square. That means all rectangle cannot be inside the square, right? So which means only one follows. This one is not following. So which means option number one follows. Okay, with this, let's do some more questions at a time. You'll learn better. Now, some dreams are nights. There is a place sharing between dreams and night. Dreams are night. Some nights are days. Okay, this is dream, and some nights are day. So what is given here? All days are either night or dreams. All days, where is it? All days are either night or dreams. So we're gonna say that. So I'll just give this one aside for once. Let's go to next. Some days are night. Some days are night. Can I say that? Because there is some days that belongs to night as well. So option number two will follow. But what about one? One here, all all days are either night or dreams. That means all days, I cannot say that it is night here because there is no condition given there. Or
Mm.
I cannot say that all days can be dreams as well. Oh, there's no condition possibly. Oh, it's a direct question, direct
Really?
statement only. Yes. So which means this will not follow. I can go for this one there.
Talena, Mijiru Jam Jake.
Please mute your mic. Okay, let's go next.
Sino Rosato?
Some, can you please mute your mic? I don't know who. Now, some hens are cows. That means some hens are cows. I think she muted. It's okay. Yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you. Whenever you are doing syllogism, don't take things in a literal way, okay? Or else it will become very illogical. Just like this one. Some hens are cows. So some hens are cows. I'll just throw. That's what I'm gonna do. Some hens and cows. That means there is an area sharing between hens and cows. Next is all cows are horses. That means all cows will go under a circle of horses. So what is given? Some horses are hens. Can I say that some horses are hens? Yes. Why? Because they're this one, okay, this is a circle for horse. So there is an area sharing between a hen and horse, so which means option conclusion one will follow. What about the second one? Some hens are horses. Some hens are horses. Same thing, these two are opposite to each other. If this follows, this will also follow.
Both condition 1 and D.
Yeah, both one and two will follow. So now this is the last concept for the night. If possible, we can discuss more later in the coming days. So now I haven't discussed this topic as well, clock. Okay, so it's a very simple concept. If in your question hour is given, minute hour hand and minute hand is given, then the formula is this. I'll suggest you to memorize this. The formula is 30. H represents hour minus 11 by 2 into minute. Remember, your your answer will always be should be positive. So I'll, because of that reason, I'm putting modulus sign here. Okay, and there's one more term. If more than 180 degree. Okay, if more than 180 degree, then in that case you need to find it reflex. Reflex means this: if you have an angle like this, it's fine. But if you have an angle like this is more than 180. Why? Because straight line angle is how much? It is 180 straight line angle. But if this is more than 180, then in that case you need to find reflex. How do you find reflex? The total sum of the whole angle we know it is a 360. Treat it as a circle, okay? 360. So the sum of all this angle is 360, and let me do like this. Let's assume something here. Let's say that the angle for this one is 270. This one will not be in your option sometimes. Then how do you do in that case? Since this is 270, which is more than 180, most of the time you in your answer you will see degree less than 180. Okay, so in that case, from this 360 you subtract 270, your angle that you are getting. Okay, then you will get your value there. So shall we try some questions? And the other one is the mirror image. If you ask to find the mirror image of a clock, then the formula is this: 1160. You need to subtract the value from 1160. I'll describe that when we are doing a question here. I'll start with this question. What is the angle between two hand of a clock of 8:30 p.m.? So the formula was what? 30h minus 11 by 2 hours. I hope this one there. 11 by 2 hours. Now, what is here? 8 is the hour and 30 is a minute here. So 30 into 8 minus 11 divided by 2 into r. This one is minute, okay? Into minute here is 30 there. So 2, I'll just cancel this one. 215. So 3 8s are 24. I'm getting 240 minus, if I multiply this one, 561, I'm getting 165 there. So if I subtract this 240 minus 165, then 5 here, and how much is it? 13 minus 6 is 7. So which means I'm getting 75 degree as my answer. So the angle at 3:30, no, I mean 8:30 p.m., the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand is nothing but 75 degree. Are you clear with this? Do I have any question? I don't have any question. So, but for reflex, let me take a question for reflex, okay? So, what about let's say 250 degree? Oh, not 250. 250 o'clock. What if you ask to find the angle between the minute hand and the hour hand at 250 o'clock? So, how do you find? 30 into r here is 2 minus 11 by 2 into how much? Minute here is 50. So 3 2s are 6, 60 minus 2 into 25. So which means 5, if I multiply this 2, 5, 7, and 2. So if you subtract this 2, you will get 200 and I'll just write modulus sign here, modulus sign here, modulus sign here. Modulus sign means all the values that is inside this one will get positive number. Okay, so we have a modulus sign here, so which means we'll get a 75 here and 1 here, 215 there. So now the modulus of this one is 215. You look here, your degree here is more than 180. So how do you do in this case? From 360, you subtract 215. That will be your answer. So 5 minus 5, I mean 0 minus 5 is 5, and this is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, and we are getting it as 145 degree is the answer. At 250, the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand is nothing but 1450. There are many approach, but this is a shorter approach to this kind of question. Okay. Now, the next question is this. This will be the last question, and if you have doubts, you can ask. Okay. So the last question is this: 315 is seen in the image of a clock. How is it? Is seen in the image of a clock in the mirror. Oh, I think there are some. Or in simple word, let's say 315 is seen in a mirror. Okay, then what will be the right time? Okay, so if you in a mirror, if you see that the clock is 315, then what will be the right time? That's what it means. Okay, now if it is 315, if you're looking at it in a mirror, then what will be the time? So 315, can I represent it? How will it be? If this is a clock here, that means 3 will be around here and 15 will be around here. So this is 315 here. So in this kind of case, what we do is we do like this. From 1160, we subtract the value. Why 1160? After 1159 comes what? 12. So which simply means, can I write 12 in place of this one? That means from this 1159, 1 minute later, 1 plus 1 minute will give me 12 o'clock. So now the in place of 12 o'clock, I'm using here 1160. Okay, don't get confused. Why 1160? So since plus 1 will give me 12 o'clock, plus 1 simply means 59 plus 1 will give me 60 here. So this is the formula. Okay, so from this one you subtract 350. So 5 minus 10 minus 5 is 5, and 5 minus 1 is 4, and 11 minus 3 is how much? 8. So the answer here is 8:45. Okay, so whenever any question is asked based on mirror, it, it will be given in terms of you may say that there's a clock in mirror, use the time is 3:15, or any kind of time is given. In that case, this formula, or it can be asked reverse as well. In that case, same thing. From 1160, you just subtract the given time. It will give you the answer. Yeah, that's all for tonight. If you have any doubts, you can clear. And after that, we'll wrap up for the night. Yeah, if you're not following, please follow us. In a town of 60% speaks English. Okay. Wow. You're so much dedicated here to type that long question. Okay, since your friend is asking a question, let me solve that. Yeah. For review, you can just go to the comment section and see. Okay, I'll just directly read question from there. Yeah, I'll provide PDF in my channel itself. So in a down, 60% speaks English. Okay, 60% speaks English. In a down, 60% speaks how much? 60% speaks English. And 70% speaks Spanish. 70% speaks Spanish. And 10% speaks 10% speaks neither English, that means neither English nor what? Spanish. What percent of the down speaks both English and Spanish? So I'll try to give this approach this way. Let's say there's a down here. There is two group. One group who who can speak English. Let me say this one is English, and one group who can speak Spanish. Okay, I'll come back later there. Okay, let me finish this question first. So English, the one who can speak English is this one, and the one who can speak Spanish is this one. But remember, there is 10% who doesn't speak both English and Spanish. So let me do like this. If there was 100%, from that 100%, if the question says 10% neither speaks English nor Spanish, that means I'll remove that 10%. If I remove that 10%, that means now we are talking about how much? We are talking about 90% of the people, okay? Why? Because there is 10% who doesn't speak English as well as Spanish. So now, who speaks English and Spanish is 90 there, okay? There's 90 people who speaks English and Spanish. But remember, there is 60 who speaks English and there is 70 who speaks Spanish. There's a total of how much? 0, 6, 6, 12, 13. We are getting a total of 130% there. But actually, it is how much? It is 90. So what is asked? What percentage of the town speaks both English and Spanish? So which simply means that this sharing area, there will be some group of people who speaks both the language. So out of from this 130 people, I'll subtract that 90 people, 90% there. So which will give me how much? 40% there. So which means what is this 40%? The extra that you are getting here is nothing but the person that is speaking both the English there. So this one is nothing but 40%. I'll repeat again. You look here. 60 60% speaks English, 70% speaks Spanish, and 10% neither speak English nor Spanish. So which means from this 100%, I'm subtracting 10%. Why? Because there are 10% who doesn't speak English as well as Spanish. So which means now we are talking about 90% of the people. But we are getting that there is 60% who speaks English and there's 70% who speaks Spanish. So that total we are getting 130. Actually, there is only 90, but we are getting 130 here. Why? Because there is a certain group of people who speaks both. So that's the reason why we are getting a total of 130 there. So from this 130, I'm subtracting 90 there, which is giving me 40 there. So this 40 is nothing but the extra people who is speaking both, not the extra people, but this area. Okay. So why extra is because from this point of view, we are covering this area. Again, from this point of view, we are covering another again. So which means we have a extra place here. So which means there is 40% there. I hope 40% is in your option. I think this was asked in Nssb, I guess, this year or yeah, I think this year. Yeah, this year, right? Okay. If you have more question, you can type. But let me go back to tricks of the clock question. Which one? Both or just one? Clock. I'll repeat that. Yeah, it's she said ninja. I'll just type it in. Okay, I'll repeat both. It's okay. You can check from. Okay, let's start with this. If you ask to find the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand, then in that case, the formula is this. 30 into h means what? H means r, okay? So 8 is the r there. And m means what? M means, yes, please do subscribe. 30 means minute here. 8 is the r and 30 is the minute there. So in place of h, I'm putting 8 there. And in place of m, I'm putting 30 there. After that, I'm just reducing as it is. Simplifying it, I'm getting 75 there. But in this question, in mirror kind of question, from, okay, welcome. So from 1160, you subtract whatever time is given. From 1160, you subtract whatever time is given. In this case, we are given 3:15 there. So from 1160, I'm subtracting this 3:15. So which I'm getting 8:45 there. Okay. And again, I have repeated about this one. If it was 250, in that case, you're getting your answer in more than 180. So you need to find the reflex of that. Reflex means from 360, you subtract the answer that you're getting, which will give you less than 180. Okay. So 250 means R here is 2. What will be the formula if we are to find neither speaks English nor Spanish? Okay. So I'll tell you that R here is 2 and minute here is 50. So I'm just multiplying this 2 and cancelling this. And after that, we are getting 215 here. I'm putting modulus sign, which means every value that is inside this one will come out as a positive there. So which means we are getting 215 here. Since this one is more than, since this value is more than 180, because of that, I from just 360, I'm subtracting 250 to get the value, this one there. Okay. Uh, what will be the formula if we are to find neither speaks English nor Spanish? Actually, in this question, it's directly given. So that's the reason why um, I can give you one more question. This guy is typing here. Okay. Nice portion. Okay, I can repeat it, but you can also check videos out. Okay, I have more detailed video on that. That will be much more better to understand better, because I'm just giving out as a crash course or just a quick review of the topic only. So it will be better if you can go and check from YouTube itself. Okay, it's in my channel itself, so it will help you a lot for ties. Because right now I'm going a bit fast comparatively. So I'll solve this question in a survey of 70 of those surveyed the on the GAR and 75 of those surveyed on the DV. It's CSET Ninja only, same thing, CSET Ninja only. You can join our Telegram channel. There you can get the link from there. Okay. 70 in a survey, 70% of those surveyed on a GAR. So here's a GAR there. Thank you. And 75% of those surveyed, 75% of those surveyed on DV. Okay. If 55% owns both car and a DV. Okay. 55% own both car, has both car and DV. What percent of those surveyed did not either own car or DV? Okay. Similar concept only. 70% has car and 75% has DV, and 55% has both car and DV. So let me do like this. This is car and this is DV. I'll just approach by Silok type of approach. This is car and this is DV. What does the question says? This portion, the middle portion here, this one, that means I'll assume this one as the one who has cars and car and DV. Okay, so which means this is 55%. 55% there. And the portion here, this full area is how much? 70. But remember, deal this one. Okay, this area is 55. That means from 70, if I subtract 55, it will be how much? Because I need to remove this area, this part. This whole area is 70, but just this area is 55%. So remaining will be how much? 70 minus 55. So 5 here So which means 6 minus 1 is 15. So the remaining area will be nothing but 15% there. Are you following this? The whole area is given as 70%, but remember just this area is 55%. That means the remaining area is how much? 15%. Same thing for dv. This area is given as 70. This area is given as 75%. But if you look at this full area is 75, but this area itself is 55. So which means the remaining area will be 75 minus 55, which is equal to 5 minus 5 is 0, 7 minus 5 is 20. So which means the answer here is 20% there. So now I've differentiated. This area is what? Is 15%. This area is 55%, and this area is 20%. Let us sum those values, okay? So we have 15 plus 55 plus 20, which will give us how much? 5 plus 5 is 0, 1 in hand. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm getting 90% there. So if the ones who has car or who owns both the car and DV and who has DV is only 90%, that means how much is left? Out of 100, 10% is left, right? So that means 10% will be the answer there. I hope I'm clear with this. If you're not clear, you can ask more. Okay. Okay, there's one more question there. 1/5 of 1/4, 1/5 of 1/4 of 1/3 of the number is this. Okay. Whenever you solve this kind of question, what I'll suggest you is you always follow the question, okay? Always follow the question. I'll start with the question there directly, okay? 1/5, that means 1/5 of means what? Of means into, okay? Of 1/4, again, of 1/4 of, again, into 1/3 of the number, I don't know the number, so can I use x there? Of the number is means equal to 6123. So we also find the number there. So it's a very easy question, just a multiplication only. So x is equal to, if I transfer 1, 2, 3 into, if I transfer this denominator to the other side, it will go to numerator, 5 into 4 into 3, which is equal to, always remember, if you want to do a multiplication a bit faster, always multiply 5 with an even number. So 5 into 4 is 20, and 20 into 3 is how much? 20 into 3 is 60. So 6, 6 is 6, and 0, and 1, 2, 3. The answer should be this one, I guess, if my multiplication is not wrong. Are we clear with this? Yeah, we have an upcoming batch, crash course. If you want to join, you can join us there, okay? It's just a crash course for Nssb as well as NPSE. So if you're yet to join, or if you want to learn more, you can join there. Yeah, any more doubts? If you want to clear any more doubts, you can type it in, and after that we'll end the class. Okay, if there's no more, even me, I had 2 hours of offline class and another an hour of class, so we'll just end here, okay? Good night, everyone. Prepare well. See you next class. Good night, everyone.